Tau santoshayata santo srila rupa sanatano dakshinatyena bhattyena punareta dvivichyate tasyadyam grandhanalekam krantavyutkrantakhanditam paryalocyatha paryayam krutva likhate jivakaha. Every student requires to have two qualities. So student means he is having the two qualities. Mainly these two things are needed. Anyone knows that what are those two qualities? Student means he should have two things with him. Two. He will be the student who is having those two qualities. Shastra, that means yes, it's not my mental speculation. So I heard from my teachers actually. So who are traditionally teachers. One is Grahana Shakti. Grahana Shakti. He should capture the things. He should be able to capture whatever the teacher teaches. And next is Dharana Shakti. Anything is missing. As much as old age increases, Dharana Shakti goes down. Then students feel difficulty. Even simple things they see it's a very big mountain actually. So because of age actually, age factor. That's why student life, according to Shastra also, so 25 till 25 years. It's generally. But being we are devotees, so because we are out from the so much sense gratification, this and this contamination. So that's why we can expect even more time in the case of devotees. But they should have these two things. So Grahana Shakti and Dharana Shakti. Grahana Shakti means able to receive, receiving power. Receiving power should be there. And not only just receiving power, and also Dharana Shakti. So a retention power. One should retain that. In the childhood, it is easy to memorize actually. Easy to memorize. He memorizes every day 5 sutras, big sutras, 4, 5 sutras. And like that, sometimes 15, 20 sutras and 100 sutras at a time. One time he recites 200 sutras with vrittis like this. Because that is there in the early age, it is very easy actually. And yeah, so because of this, sometimes exams look like a mountain. So there is need to remember because our students, most of them are above 25 only. Only few are there less than 25. So anyway, what we can do. So slowly we'll try to accommodate everyone and try to push as much as possible. So future actually, if we get the young students, that classroom energy will be also different actually. And young students and one time teaching, immediately grasping, and after that, so reproducing. These are actually student life. They will be receiving and reproducing, and by the age actually grows. That means when you start applying, that means when you start leading the life based upon those, then that whatever you learn from the teacher, so those started, that means showing the path to you. If you clearly learn any concept, so that by the time it will be digested, it will be getting digested by the time. So slowly, so you may not realize everything on that day itself. It's not so easy actually. That's why in the Gurukul they will be staying for 25 years and they learn, and then slowly they start in the whole life. Whole life is a student life actually, till the end, last birth. So we keep on learning is the whole life. But particular that student life is 25, but after that also we keep on applying the things whatever we learn. So first of all, the concept should be clear, and then after that we can see the right. Our eyes will be clear then. If eyes are blurred, and that means your gnana chakshu, shastra chakshu. If your shastras concepts are not clear with you, then you cannot see actually that with the some kind of defect is there in the eyes. You cannot see the things as it is. You may misunderstand or there is a great chance mistakes. So that's why first and foremost thing is knowledge should be clear. Then after that, applying, we should apply that step by step, phase by phase. So it's like that is the way, the traditional way it goes. So anyway, the main point is that the exams is burden because of the dharana shakti is less as age increases. Retention power, it goes down. I will give some important questions, at least to save you from the failing. And also if you have ability to learn more, then apart from that important questions, maybe I may give few important questions. Then you show your ability in other things, so that basic students, basically that means everyone will get pass mark at least, so that they don't get discouraged actually. Oh, I am studying, but I am not able to do. In a devotional life, we always encourage the people actually. We should not discourage. This is the devotional. At the end of the day, it is not simply academic, but it is a devotional practice. So we try to encourage. But on the name of encouragement, we cannot water down the standards also. So that is also not good actually. That will spoil our mission or the society. So way more laziness will increase actually. So that's why some questions we give after the today's discussion. Then by that, those will help. By preparing that, you may minimum get the pass marks. Then you also try to get the more marks. Why we are testing actually? So by test, you will be at least thinking once again, going back and reading and studying, trying to understand the concept. And now many times you might be seeing. So after once again, when you start preparing for the exam, you might be understand even more clearly. It happens most of the times. When you heard in the class, it's not so clear, but when you prepare for the exam, it is becoming more clear. It is happening or not? Many times it happens actually. So that's why that is the only the benefit we are trying to get. That is expectation. Yeah, take it positively, and yeah, let's work hard, everyone, as much as possible. So where we are, in which question number? 20? 30? 35, Prabhu? Okay. Establish. Before that, any questions or any doubt? Maybe after going to home, you might have seen, and you are. Do you want any clarification before to this question? Before to 35? Yes, Prabhu.
In that 1.2.62, 1.2.22, so we are able to understand, means like that as you giving. But when question comes to writing, put in right form, writing like this, making sentence a proper way. So I am personally feeling difficulties in the, because what as you when you give help like that, you can no need to write verses.
No need to write verses, but you mentioned the little bit of verse.
Between two verses, tika has to be given, na commentary, means like that, concludes a connection.
Yeah. Tika also there, nanu, nacha, so many Purupakshi questions, those are all there. At least you should bring out the essential point, what is mentioned. Like you see, bhakti durlabha. So, tasraddhadana monoyognana vairagya yuktaya pashyanta atmanichatmanam. You understood the sloka, and now you should bring out, because in this account in this sloka, so Shrutagrihitaya. So Bhaktya Shrutagrihita means going to the Guru and learning all the Vedas. Then after that, understanding Bhakti is only the Abhideya. So is the only the process.
And you said four criteria, means four process were there to attain like that, na? Through karma, through hearing Sakshat Bhakti, and through Samsiddhi Haritoshnam, and the Gyan Gyan Vairagya Nyuktya.
Ah,
So this well, but we see words to by words connection is there. Na? We don't see like four, as you say, four process. Na?
ah,
So difficult because Savai Punsam Parodharma go to that up to sloka. That
ah,
is one theme is going on
ah.
like that. So connection one after another. Not like that four process are taken out like you apply four explain four things. Uh, so I'm personally feeling difficult in the sense what is supposed to write is like that in proper way. That is so that's eh, you can ask anybody else also what they feel about this.
Here, what is my expectation is simply you try to cover all these slokas along with the point what was established by that slokas. That means by Savai Pumsam, Ataha Pumbi Dvishreshta, and also Dharma Sanshita Pumsam. By using these three, we are trying to establish there what is the main point bhakti. That means Dharma should be done for the satisfaction of the Lord, and that should lead to the Vasudeva Katharuchi. This we did. How we did that, Then, and by this process, actually, here what Dharma Swanishtitaha Pumsam. Swanishtitaha means so karma should be well performed. Karma is offered to the for the pleasure of Hari. So there is this is the not possible for everyone. So performing the dharma or karma very perfectly is not a easy thing actually. So like that you should mention, and after mention, then after that you go to the next tasraddha dhanamanayo. In between it is there that dharma hyapavargasya nardhodhayo pakalpate. So you can in this lokas this thing is summarized. That means one should do dharma here. Dharma means apavargaha. Apavargaha means that is a bhakti sampadakaha. Apavarga means bhakti. Apavarga means the one which brings the bhakti, and that kind of dharma is main goal is not the earning money and like that. It's like a you whatever you learn that only you should mention na, that there. So yeah, if you have doubt, then you can refer back that lecture also. What is the explanation was done in the class? You can see the lecture. If you, that means I think you don't need to go for the every anucheda and once again lecture, but wherever you have doubt. So, what anucheda numbers are mentioned for the lecture? Numbers also there, na? So then immediately you can go to that anucheda number and see that lecture here for 2 minutes. And you can immediately get the explanation also, and you can write it that explanation and present that in the exam. That if you are feeling really difficulty to write also, then when I explained in the lecture, so those also you can write as it is, get the summary of those that lecture. Can hear in the double speed, so you cross by 2, then quickly it will go. Double speed you can hear, and how much time it will take? 1 hour lectures only, all hour like half an hour, and then you can ready for that slow done. Nowadays we have all the facilities. Previously we were not having any audio lectures or video lectures, nothing was there actually, and no material, nothing. First batch I was not giving any material, and no lectures also not so organized. Is so much is improved in the second batch. So much means so much, 100% improvement. Definitely we'll take this batch, then the next batch you'll be taking to the even more standards, and more making the easy to the accessible for the student friendly will make course also, as much as time progress, because we are now early birds. So very, yeah, like small birds now. We're trying actually, okay. And that's why I'm giving the time and discussing if you have any question doubt in that question bank. So because this is a new subject, most of the times we don't have this much conceptual subject, maybe in the devotional life at least. And many devotees long back they left their academics and they have less practice of attending exams and this. So that's why to help them only I am conducting these two classes actually, especially for the many they may feel difficulty in finding answers or the understanding the question. That's the reason actually. Let us go Forward. 35. Establish bhakti as highest abhidheya from the conversation of Vyasa and Narada. You have to write for this. I already said yesterday. So what you have to do? Naishkarmyapyachid bhava. There you are clearly understanding. Na? So gnana without bhakti is not going to give any result. That is the main theme. You may not explain naishkarmyam apyach. Naishkarmyam means nishkama karma. Nishkama means Brahman. Naishkarmyam means the gnana which is going to give the Brahman. The way that technically I explained in that board, nishkarma is going to give the naishkarmyam. Nishkarma means Brahman. Naishkarmyam means Brahmagnanam. That means here Brahmagnanam is not going to give any result without the bhakti. Sometimes you may not go that much deep, but you should understand the main meaning, main thing. And as much as you go deeply, so you can add more points to that. That means there what you are understanding, jnana is not going to give any result without bhakti. Na sobhate. It's not beautiful, or otherwise not useful. Kutah punah shashwat abhadram ishware. That means next point is told about the karma. So in that gnanam is niranjanam. Also I explained so much actually. Niranjanam, anjanam means sajjate anena iti anjanam. Anjanam means upadi. For the jivatma, soul, for the soul, this body is the upadi, and this gnanam is niranjanam, means is removing the upadi. That means it is making you to come out from the bodily platform, and that kind of knowledge without the bhakti, without the tinge of the bhakti, is not going to give any result. This is the actual explanation. And if you are not able to eat this like a story, otherwise, as much as you remember, try what is there. So nothing is going to fall on head. If you pass, okay, not pass. You try for next time and come for the next batch. Our student is there, Radharani Mataji. She is again and again, she said, Hare Krishna Mataji. So no. And next, what is that? Kotapana Shashwada Badrameshwari. Nacharpitam Yadi Api Akaranam. Even Akarana means the karma done without expectation of any result. Akaranam, that means that kind of karma. That means Nishkama karma also is not going to purify the heart. What is the main function of the Nishkama karma yoga? Nishkama karma. Nishkama karma's role is purifying the heart. So that is not able to do that. This is a basic funda. So then if you have so much interest, then what you can do, you can go through the commentary, try to understand like this. Then after that, Jugupsitam. So this sloka he said, that basic understanding you all know. If anyone is interested, already people in general are interested in the fruitive activities. So then these few people who are interested in the fruitive activities, those prescribing for them once again fruitive activity as a dharma, and provoking them, or inspiring them to do that fruitive activities, follow fruitive activities. It's like a jugupsitam, but is not so a fair thing actually. Fair thing is done. It's a cheating actually. It's cheating them. So then what he is saying, Tyaktva Sudharmam Charanam Bhujam Harer. He is saying this. So Narada is saying, hey, Vyasdev, you did this. Already you all wrote, Bhakti Vaibhava students, they wrote for the Bhakti Vaibhava exam, this whole section with the dialogues. And same way, you can explain. So that means from this conversation between the Narada and Vyasdev, we are understanding. That means that much he said. So one can leave the swadharma. That means nitya naimittik karma. Srila Sridhar Swami says nitya naimittik karma. That means regular activities. So in the society, if you see, especially in any Brahmanical society, Brahmanical people, so you have to do karma. That means they are very much so addicted to their nitya naimittik karma. Nitya naimittik karma, nitya karma, like doing sandhya vandan, this, that. So they are so-called rituals. They follow the so-called rituals, and after that, Also, naimitya karma, that means following the for this yaga, that yaga, for getting this result, that result. Very much focused in this actually, these activities. And many of the Smartha Brahmanas, if you see in the Benares, many places you can see, they are very much in this, and they are very much concerned about any dosha is coming, doing the pratya, that means for that price chitta, and very much particular, and hours and hours, whole life they spend actually. Now, it's a revolutionary preaching Srila Narada did actually. He is saying, so leave this dharma, leave the Nityanamiti dharma, and come to the direct devotional service. Chant and so chant Hare Krishna, hear the Hare Krishna, chant the holy name. So he's saying this. It's a revolution thing. It was there in the Bhagavatam only. It is 5,000 years back. It's already compiled, but it was not well practiced in the society. So that we are doing actually, which is very much important and emphasized. Following the rituals is not the highest thing. Following the nitya naimitya karma is not the highest. Leave that, don't, no problem actually. Even if you fail in that process, no loss, no loss. And if you fail and you become next life animal, no problem. And you can become, so you can become successful only because we have seen the Bharat Maharaj case. He became the animal body he got, but still there is no loss because bhakti samskaras are carried forward to the life after life without destruction, and they will never leave you. And so that's why this, that means then Narada said, and why he said like this? What is the sense behind this? And you should, when you write, if you meditate, na, actually while you are studying, you should meditate. That means there is a some kind of absorption actually in the subject. When you absorb yourself, then it will become very easy actually, very easy, and absorption is needed for especially absorbing the spiritual matters. We should not do offenses. The most and foremost thing, when you lose the taste for the studies, when you are seriously committing any offense, then your taste for the studying and hearing you lose, and that will kick off you from the spiritual subjects. Then you'll feel dry actually, what is this, and you'll feel burden every class. And that's the main reason actually, because it's not just a material mundane education, it is a devotional education, and it's every day hearing the holy name, chanting. It's like hearing the Bhagavatam class is also like hearing like holy name. And the same kind of inattentiveness when you do, because of offenses, we always become inattentive in the chanting also, because our mind will go on the various things and keep on roaming on the various things, steadily focusing on the holy name. This will not happen because of what? Because of the offenses. Bhakti Marane, take away the juice, bhakti juice from the heart. Then you'll feel dry. Everything is like, but so as much as we become more, that means, because it's a very precaution is needed in staying in the dham, and also with the Vaishnavas, many Vaishnavas. So in that case, what is happening in our life? If we are not careful, then so we'll feel difficult in the staying and also studying. In the especially this is a spiritual subject matter. This for the material subject matter, what you need to have the strong desire to materially. You should be having a big goal. I want to earn money. I want to earn a position. If you have such a strong determination, then you can work day and night. You all work materially. You also all are almost all graduates, and also masters are there. Many are here. So you might have how many hours you are studying at that time? So how many hours you are studying? More than 10 hours? 10, 15 hours we are studying actually. Sometimes so whole day and night, because we are fully motivated. We are convinced, I want this position, I want this post, I want this job. And we are convinced, and we become very determined for that. And we forget the so-called bodily necessities. So let me pass, let me crack this, do. So like this, such a determination we were having because of the having the taste for the material post and position. So similarly, when we have the taste for the bhakti and taste for the Krishna prem, then we can absorb ourselves in these subject matters. Need to absorb. Of course, definitely there will be some language barriers, this, that, some kind of things will be there, but you can easily overcome everything by, yes, by the, yeah, we also need the mercy of the teachers, mercy of the guru, mercy of everyone actually. Even everyone should be pleased, even your neighbors, surroundings, everyone is pleased. You can easily progress. If that is also very important. We should be such a healthy environment and positive vibrations will uh, will also inspire you to become more and more enthusiastic in your studies. Okay, the fundamental root is, yeah, be cautious about the yeah, offenses also. It's a very important role in our devotional life. And the next point, explain 36th, explain establish bhakti as abhideya from the conversation of Sukha and Parikshit. So, answer number 24 to 30. And especially Kali Yuga also, na, if you are alone, your mind will be disturbing you and you cannot easily focus. When you are group, Kalau Sankirtane. So in Kali Yuga, Sankirtan means many together. Is very easy actually. So if you do group work, it will be very easy. Sit 3 4 students and try to okay, you explain, you study for half an hour, we'll sit for the 2 hours. So you distribute the questions, you study this, you study this, you study this, and after the studying everyone, so you explain, I everyone nearly, you explain, everyone explain their own portion. Then with the less amount of time, more preparation done. So like this, even in the material education also we were doing like this. We are not preparing everything only one person. So then what will happen? Kalo Sangha Sakti actually. Sangha Sakti is very powerful. It will be very much helpful. And online students might be asking, I am alone, I can, how I can do? You can also do, you make the groups yourself, internal groups, and keep on discussing. So we have all the numbers in our group, and that WhatsApp group, you can access anyone's number, you know. And if people became 2 3 people who are interested, so sit and prepare for exam, it will become very easy actually. Then it will become very easy, and also efficiency. If you are alone, so half an hour you study, then after that open mobile and started seeing the WhatsApp messages, then after that Telegram messages, then after that some YouTube links, then after that already 1 hour is finished. Your half an hour gone. 1 hour, half an hour studies and 1 hour is out. Especially mobile is so dangerous actually, and it's like a harmful enemy is sitting with you. So, and that's why that will be easily you can avoid when you are 2 or 3. Then there is a focus will be there, because you cannot do in front of your partner. So with the panel discussion, or otherwise someone called and speaking, first you'll think that only 2 minutes are speak and keep, then after that interesting topic will be rising and half an hour, sometimes 1 hour gone. Then you will be losing like this 2 3 hours, and then after that what you will feel, are you gone? So then you are thinking that, oh, maybe questions should be less. Maybe this less. So this kind efficiently, if you try to use your time, you try to use your time efficiently, you can get a lot of. And also you use the techniques together, make a group, become a group and make a friendship. In especially this is an important role, is one of thing in the devotional practice is making friends. Is a, so dadati pratigruhnati guhyamachyati guhyamakyati pruchyati bhunkte bhojete chaiva shadvidam priti lakshanam. So there is a need to have friends in the devotional life. Practice. So Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit, first of all, you should remember what Parikshit was asking at the end of the 19th chapter, first canto, 19th chapter, end of that chapter, he was asking. So you see, you should remember his condition. He was about to leave his body, only 7 days, and he was asking that. So person Riyamanasya, that means the person who is about to die. So what he has to hear, what he has to chant, and what he has to worship, remember, worship, also what he should not do. That means what he should not, opposite of this. So that means what he should not hear, what he should not chant, what he should not remember, what he should not. Yes. These things, this is the question he asked. Then to reply this, Sukadeva Goswami is starting the first, he is explaining what he should not hear, what he should not chant, and what he should not remember. That thing. So that he started explaining, that means about the grihasthas, that means who are not devotees, grahamedhis. So they have many things to hear, and they are all, that means pashyati, uh, pa, they are seeing but not seeing. Pashyatam api na pashyant. So like this, he started like this. Pashyannapi na pashyati. Pashyannapi na pashyati. So after saying this, about the materialistic man, he said, Sukadeva Goswami started telling about first, to reply Parishit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, where he started, about the material grihastha, grihamedi. 4 slokas he explained. Then 3 slokas, second, third, fourth. Then in the fourth, he is saying, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishura Hari Srotavya Kirtavyasya Smartavyasya Cheta Bhayam. No point came. That means materialistic man should do what? Shavanam Kirtanam. Sakshat Bhakti is established here. Okay. Then after that, what he is saying? And he is explaining about the glory of the Bhagavatam. Then after that, he said, oh, even Katvanga Rishi, about the Katvang Muni, he said, that means people having one moment of time and still they are utilized, even that much enough. Then after that, he is explaining about the person has to leave the home and so go to the travel to the different places. And because he should not addict, that means he said about the Gruhastha, Gruhamedi, and he is instructing to that Gruhamedi. Oh, you are very much attached to your Gruhastha life. Don't be good attached. So you have to leave that house one time at one stage of life, and you have to keep on going and traveling the various Tirtha Stalas, and that is Yama Nima. This is now he is explaining the Ashtanga Yoga process here. So he should regulate his lifestyle, Yama Niyama, and after that he has to do Asan Pranayam Prachar. These are explained in the Gruhat Pravarajah Dira Punya Tirtha in the 16th sloka. After that, he explained, if you see Subhodhini also, quickly you can get the what is this summary of this chapter. Then after that, he is finally Ashtanga Yoga is explained to Parikshit Maharaj. There, the point Parikshit is asking how to, that's sixth stage is in the Ashtanga Yoga process, sixth limb is what? Dharana. About the Dharana, he asked, so how to mind is, that means fixed Dharana, how to achieve this stage of Dharana. Then to explain that, what Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that one should meditate on the, whose mind is not stable on fixing the, that means on the fixing on Paramatma. That means this Ashtanga Yoga process, he is asking to meditate on the Paramatma who is situated in the heart. If who is not able to do that, then in the, that means what they should do, they should meditate on the Virat. And then that's why you see next Anucheda is coming, 26th. 24, 25 are covered already. That means Gruhastha life, Gruhamedi's life, and that's why Gruhamedi is instructed. And in the 26th, so after doing the, after meditating on the Virat Purusha, one has to come to what? So one has to leave the meditating on the Virat, but has to meditate on the Antaryami of that. How the sloka is explained, you should remember. If in this point you will feel difficulty, definitely, I know. So when this commentary is there and how to understand this commentary, this. then what is best thing? You go to that lecture immediately. How it is explained. You can just hear in the fast track with the 2 speed, double speed, quickly, fat, 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 fat. So you can immediately get the points and capture some 4 5 points and write it. Otherwise, you can refer this our material also in translated and given for you. Otherwise, the last condition is who are knowing, ask him to explain. 2 minutes he will explain. So various options are there. So finally, you make it. So here sarvadhi vrityanubhuta sarva atma yatha swapna jane kshita. You may not need to explain. You see, what is the main thing? Main thing is you need to establish bhakti as the abhideya. You may not able to explain this completely, but at least you should maintain. That means the main essential point is after worshipping the Virat Purusha, Virat Purusha. So one has to worship the. That means the successful person of that worshipping, meditating on Virat Purusha has to meditate on the antaryami of that. That means Satyam Ananda Nidhim. That much point you should bring out actually. That is the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. That much point. And in between you may miss it, that's no problem. That is Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarvaha. What is the meaning of this? I'm not able to remember. Break this samasa and how to make the meaning. No problem. Leave that. But essence of Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarvaha is what? According to Jiva Goswami, the expert yogi. And according to the expert yogi. So that is the point you should remember. The expert yogi Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarva. And according to Sridhar Swami, Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarva is what? Is that? That is the Antaryami of the Param, that's Virat Purusha. So that is the difference is maintained actually. Why is this Jiva Goswami is not accepting the Sridhar Swami's opinion? Because there is no relative word. That means Yaha Saha. That should be there. But there is Saha is there, here Tam is there. Yaha Tam is there, then it will be working. But Saha Tam is there. So that's why Saha means whom we are discussing in the previous section. That is the yogi, expert yogi. That's why Jiva Goswami is not accepting or agreeing with the commentary with the Sridhar Swami. He says Garbhodaka, but our Jiva Goswami says Saha means he is the expert yogi. Okay, those points. And that Anusheda is leading to you to worship on or meditate directly on this. That here what bhajeta is there in this. So bhajeta, that means one should worship. So bhakti, that's a point also. Highlight that point. Worshipping. And next, after that, Yavanna Jayate Paravares. Now come to the next chapter actually. Paravaresmin Vishweshwari Drashtari Bhakti Tavat Sthaivya Purusha Sarupam Griyavasa. If you see second chapter, how it is starting, I also explained several in those lectures. If you reopen it and here also you can easily get. In the second chapter also, we were seeing explanation of meditating. That means, first of all, this chapter, how it starts that any sadhaka doesn't need to hanker for the basic needs and should not waste time in the gathering the money for the even basic needs. And what is the need of having a pillow if you are having the hands, and if you are having the, what is the need of the having such a bed if there is a samatala bhumi, that means flat land, like that is explained. And then Sukadeva Goswami is asking, is describing the how Paramatma, one should meditate on the Paramatma. He is coming to the meditation. Yogi only is explaining. But Yoga Mistra Bhakti Mistra Yoga. So one should meditate on the Paramatma, and he is describing that Paramatma. And he is saying one who is not able to do that, worshipping of that Paramatma, is not able to meditate. Then once again is saying same point in the previously how he is, when Parikshit asked, one is not able to do dharana, then what he should do. The same way here also, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, if one is not able to meditate on the Paramatma, here also is saying, what he should do? He should do the Virat Rupa, meditate on the Virat Rupa. Then once he is purified, his heart, then he is once again meditating on that Paramatma. So once he is becoming perfection stage, then to leave the body, he should follow the Ashtanga Chakra Yoga. Ashtanga Chakra Yoga, and there is two types: Krama Mukti, Saddha Mukti. When you are leaving the soul is leaving the body. So if with the desires, without desires. With the desires means to see the, if he is inquisitive that Jivatma is having the Utsuka Jignasa to know the higher planet's pleasure, so then it can get the Krama Mukti. Otherwise, it will go just directly to the merge into the so the Vishnu, in the Vishnu. So Mukti, it is going to get the Mukti, Sahaja Mukti, it is going to get. So in this section, what we are taking mainly, so 2 to 14. Yavanna jayate paravaresmin Vishweshwari drashtari bhakti yoga tavastaviha purushasya rupam kriyavasane prayatah smareta. This is 14th sloka. This is telling about one who is not able to meditate on the Paramatma who is in the heart, then he has to worship on the Virat, and that should be continued till Staviya Purushasya Kriyavasane Prayatah Smareta. He has to continue this till his heart is not satisfied. Yeah. That means until unless one he come here, Bhakti Yoga means you should understand that until unless one is able to come to meditate on the Chaturbhuja Rupa. Ityadina Ukta Sadhana Lakshana Bhakti Nivesha. That means this is, we are treating here, we meditating on the Paramatma also as Bhakti. What kind of Bhakti that is? Yoga Misra Bhakti. So till he is not able to meditate on the Paramatma, he has to meditate, he has to put his meditation on the Virat Purusha. That is the point is said in that Anuscheda 27. And in the 28, what is that? Then in the so then just I explained. Na? So after that, once he is perfected, then he will be in the Paramatma meditation, and then to leave the body, Shat Chakra Yoga. So then after that, Krama Mukti, Sadhya Mukti are explained. Then finally winded up that. So then Sukadeva Goswami is concluding after telling about the Bhakti Misra Yoga in the first and second chapters. So he's finally what he's saying, Nahi Atah Anya. Here, this is the main thing actually starting. He's saying that apart from Bhakti, nothing is superior. So Nahi Anya Seva Panta. So there is no better process than the offering the karma, he is saying. Nahi anyaha seva panta vishta samsritayo vasudeva bhakti bhakti yoga yato bhavet. That means by which one will get the bhakti in the Vasudeva. What is that? Offering the karma for the pleasure of the Lord. That he said. That means he is saying offering karma for the pleasure of the Lord, which gives the bhakti. That means offering karma will give us bhakti or not. So that he is mentioning, that means nothing is superior than this he is saying. Then what to speak of? Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. That means Sakshat Bhakti. Obviously Sakshat Bhakti is superior. So that he is saying in the next to that, in the 29th Anusheda, he is just saying that, hey, Parikshit, what I am saying, Bhakti is the highest, is not only my opinion. Brahmaji also did one time investigation, and he also got the same conclusion. And finally he is saying that Tasma, that's why he's saying in the 38th sloka, Tasma Sarvatma Rajan Harihi Sarvatra Sarada Srotavya Kirtitavyasya Smartavya Bhagavan Nranam. So finally he is concluding this. That means Sukadeva Goswami is saying after first and second chapters, ending of the second chapter, he is saying what? Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan Harihi Sarvatra Sarvada Srotavya Kirtitavyasya. That means Shavanam Kirtanam. One should do the Shavanam Kirtanam. So if you now from the Gruhamedi he started. After that he explained about the Bhakti Misra Yoga. That means if he's not able to, that means meditating on the Paramatma, not able to do that, then Virat, then finally one should do the Bhakti only. There also he said. Then after once again he continued that same thing. So meditating on the Paramatma and not able to do that, then Virat. Then after that once again he's saying that should meditate on the Paramatma, so finally become successful. And after winding up this process, finally he's saying karma, offering karma for the pleasure of the Lord, which gives the bhakti. That is the highest, he said. Then that is indicating that Sakshat Bhakti is obviously highest. And finally, and he is giving the proof that even Brahmaji also is accepting the same thing. Bhakti is the highest. And concluding that whole chapter, 2 chapters, by the Tasmat Sarvatmana Rajan Harihi. Okay. This is. And in that hearing also, in this Navada Bhakti also, what is the highest? So hearing is the highest. Pibantiye Bhagavata Atmana Satam Katamrita. That is establishing the hearing is the highest, or the Pradhananga. Then this is a section, mainly conversation between Sukha and Parikshit. You should know the whole skeleton and try to remember the main points. This is a skeleton, whatever I explained. Okay? Tapomay Prabhu. Rangamay Prabhu, sorry. Huh? Huh? Okay. Not noting? Oh, he is noting. Okay. Next question. Tell me. 37. Na? Who is the creator of the objects created in the dream? That you can know in the uh, Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarva. Sa Sarvadhi Vrityanubhuta Sarva. There we are discussing who is the creator. So the creator is Lord is the creator. There 2-3 lines are there just. So yes, you should write that only. Lord, because if he is not the creator, there is a apatti for his Sarva Karana Karanam. And he is creating he is actual creator, but we are saying sometimes Jiva is creating, but what is the reason? That means Jivas, based upon the Jivatma's impressions, dreams are created by the Lord. In that sense, that means since it is based upon the impressions of the Jivatma, sometimes we say call as Jiva, but actual creator is Lord. That you should write, that much. Next, what is the meaning of the Tivrena? So here there is an intention. Now we are coming to the third chapter of the second canto. There akama sarvakamava mokshakamodardhi tivrena bhakti yogena. Tivrena means swabhavatah eva anupagatyena iti vignavakasha ta. That means here what Srila Sukadeva Goswami is saying, even if you want little thing, do the big bhakti, strong bhakti. This is why, because maybe he needs little advantage, but if he does the strong devotion, that will lead to, that will give the perfection for his life. So that is the intention actually, that we'll see in the future sandarbhas, but in other places of the sandarbha. But that is the intention why tivra word is used there. And tivra means, what is the meaning? I am asking just. That means here the meaning is swabhavatah eva anupaghatyena. That means it is by itself is very strong, and that means it is not disturbed by the any weaker things. If it is weak thing, then any one thing can easily disturb that. That means if our bhakti is not so strong, then simple reasons will simply make you to stop that. Just you will be saying the toilet is coming and you are leaving and not doing the job. Japan is going and sleeping. So these things will happen. Simple things will keep on always disturbing bhakti. So we have strong determination to do bhakti, then those that bhakti is not stopped by the simple things. Yes or no? Meghavarana Prabhu. Otherwise, I'll let me sleep today. No Mangalarti. So next 39 slide. Explain how Sukadeva Goswami rejects demigod worship and recommends Krishna Bhakti. This 31 2 3 11. Okay. 31 and 32. Okay. Yeah. But I think question is wrong, I think. Cha, cha, cha. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, right, right. So demigod worship. Yeah, he was explaining about the all the various results from the worshipping of various demigods. Then after explaining this, so what is the use of worshipping those? He's concluding that worshipping of the demigods with the etavaneva yajitamiha nisreyasodaya bhagavat yachulo bhavo yad. Yeah, you can write also. You can write based upon the your hearing, and you can mention in this chapter which is starting like this, and this is slokas, and there demigod worship is that means the worship results of the worshipping the various demigods is explained. Then after that it is said that if you need anything, everything you can get everything from the so worshipping of the Krishna. And finally, so Srila Sukadeva Goswami is concluding this topic with this Etavane Vezdamiha. That means he is saying that demigod worship along with the, if you do independently, pratak, that means independently, then it is going to the material results. But if you do that with the same thing with the association of the devotees, it is going to give the result, and that is only the actually result. That means worshipping the demigods, so with the association of devotees will be the ultimate benefit of the life. Nisreya sodaya. That simple worship of the demigod is not going to give the benefit. That means ultimately what demigod worship is not the main purpose. So worshipping the Lord is the main purpose. Doing the demigod worship in the association of devotees means what? So if he is in the association of devotees, he will understand. So demigods are also limbs of the body of the Supreme Lord. So that they will come to the right consciousness. And even if they worship demigods as the limbs of the Supreme Lord, then automatically they will be getting perfection. So that is the main intention. That means Sukadeva Goswami's intention of saying this is, so he is concluding in the bhakti only. He is, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I said individually, if you worship, you'll be getting only material result, but you will be getting the real result with the sanyoga. That means worshiping demigods with the association of devotees. Yeah, that is the that is, yeah, that's samyoga, and that is the highest thing. Nisreya sodaya. We can mention this Sridhar Swami's commentary that samyoga prataktva and explain that. We discussed also that. And then after the Sonaka is also next question. If you go, Sonaka Rishi is the direct thing. Anvaya and Vitireka with this. He is saying Sonaka Rishi, after hearing this, he was so much inspired to speak about the glory of the bhakti, and he is condemning the bro. Yeah. Explain how Sonaka Rishi established bhakti as Abhideya. Anvaya and Vitireka. The Anvaya is in the here only, Prabhu. 17. I will let me give 1 second, Prabhu. Yeah, 33, Prabhu. Yeah, 33 Anusheda. So Anantaram Sri Sonakena Api Vitirekoktya Tasya Videyatva Ayurharati. Yeah. Anvaya, okay, okay. I think uh, life is like that is the Vitireka. Actually, Sonaka, everything is explained through Vitireka only. No, that is not the Sonaka, na? It's only a Vyatireka. So correction. You remove the Anvaya. Question correction. And since I gave for the long question, 15 marks. So you have to write the, that means in the 33rd, he is saying that whoever is not spending time in devotion, so their life is waste. So, and that time is useless and their life is wasted. So this point he said, this is a Vyatireka way, na? So he is not saying that one should do bhakti, but if you don't do bhakti, so your life is waste. He say Vyatireka actually. And also he is saying tam taravah kimna. So one may say, how can you say if one is not spending his one momentum in his life, at least one moment in his life for the devotion, his life is waste? How can you say? So Purpakshi can ask. So he is eating, he is sleeping, he is breathing. Then Sonaka is saying, what is the use of that kind of eating? What is the use of that kind of breathing? What is the use of that kind of living? What is the use of that kind of eating and mating? No. That means even the animals in the village, they are also doing. These are all Vyatireka only actually. This, then after that limbs he compare. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it will go till actually Anushada number 40. No, 39, Prabhu. Okay, 39, 40 also. So sometimes what will happen, na Prabhu? Jiva Goswami sometimes explains the sloka big, lengthy, but you take the whatever is needed for the explanation, for the establishing that point, and carry on. If you feel difficulty of, no need to write the scrutinized explanation of the sloka. So because point should come actually, point should come. Yes. Anvay is there? In slow in Anucheda number? Acha, okay. Yeah. Idamev Anvayana Srimata Ragna Drudi Oh, 83. But this is not the Saunaka Anvaya. We want Saunaka Anvaya from Saunaka. But the question is wrong actually. You should remove the Anvaya. So you remove the, yeah, Vyatireka. Chiraka is smiling. Why? He's smiling. I don't know why. He's your friend, huh? Both are friends. उनको भी बहुत सफरिंग होता है सुबह रोज डर डर के आता है बेचारा. So next question, establish bhakti is abhideya from conversation of Brahmana. Hey, why it is coming once again? Okay, Brahmana. Sorry. 41 and 42. What happened? So in this, Narada is asking a very good question. After hearing that, that means 6 questions Narada is asking. Actually, Parikshit was asking in the 4th chapter of the 2nd canto, who is creator and how it is created, so where it is created. Like this, 6 questions were asked by the Parikshit. So to answer that, Sukadeva Goswami is taking this similar kind of conversation. That is, same questions were asked by the Narada to his father Brahmaji. That's why we are seeing in the 5th chapter. So that's the fifth chapter started with the conversation between Brahmaji and Narada. Why? Because in the fourth chapter of the second canto, Parikshit was asking the questions about the creation. This point, if you know, then it is easy. So that means Narada asked the 6 questions about the creation. And by hearing those questions, so Brahmaji was excited because Bhagavat Virya Darshane, that means he is able to see the powers of the Lord. He is able to remember the powers of the Lord. So because of this reason, so he was appreciating, oh my dear Narada, what a good question you asked. Now I am able to remember my Supreme Lord. So that's why he's saying, Bhagavat Virya Darshane Somya Yadaham Choditaha. That means I am inspired by you, by this question. So to just remember the glories of the Brahma, Supreme Lord. This is the thing is in the 41 and 42. Agrecha Sarva Shastra Samanvayana Narayana Paraveda, he said. So that's why what is sloka number 15 and 16? Yes. So various questions Brahmaji was asking, and after that, Narada is asking, and after that, Brahmaji is expressing his gratitude, and he is glorifying the Narayana. And then after that, he will explain the Karana Srishti. So, and that chapter go. But we are seeing here only how Brahmaji is glorifying the Narayana from this. Only these two Anushyadas actually you need to cover, 41 and 42. To establish bhakti is the Abhideya in the case of Brahma and Narada's conversation. This Narayana Paravedaha we already discussed, like similar to the Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Param. So a little bit difference is there, but almost all like that. And 42. Establish the Narayana as the conclusion. I am actually repeating the same question. Establish bhakti as Abhideya from the conversation of Vidura and Maitreya. Vidura and Maitreya. Vidura is also asking wonderful question. So what is Tata Sadhuvarya? You can go. Tat Sadhuvaryadisha Vartma Shamna Samradito Bhagavan Yena Pumsam Hurdi Sthito Yachati Bhakti Pute Gnanam Satattvadigamam Puranam. So he's asking, oh Sadhuvarya, you show me the best path so that I can proceed further. Like this, he's asking question to Maitreya. Then Maitreya was excited. So his questions, and then he is giving a reply to this question through the Aja Anaja glorification. Aja Anaja Devatas. You are going to get this chapter tomorrow, Monday. Aja Anaja Devatas prayers in the Bhakti Vaibhava class. Okay. 5th chapter actually. Those, yeah, this Ajana this Panena Te Deva Kata Sudaya Pravruddha Bhaktya. This you are understanding, no? This is very easy actually. This you can see this 43 and 44. And another 6, 7 Anushyadas are remaining. How many? 6 Anushyadas. Surprising actually. Only few questions will be surprising. Very little. Maybe in the remaining Anushyadas, also I will try to cover. If anything is there to capture, I will put in the exam. You also just give a one glance on the Remaining 6 anushada, still 50.